Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Sunday afternoon here at Mad World Tarot. I have the Lunar Soul Tarot on the tarot table for this. It's a little bit woke, and I'm using it because we're in a sort of tricky territory with carbon footprints, basically. I'm sure we all agree that it's important that we do our best to reduce our carbon footprints and help the planet in every way we possibly can. And that has been the excuse trotted out by Prince William why he did not get on a plane and fly for 22 hours to Australia for the women's final, the World Cup final, which was held today in Australia. The Lionesses, the English team playing Spain. The Spanish Queen, Letizia of Spain, she attended with her daughter, and Spain won, sadly, for all of you who supported the English team. Good for you if you're Spanish and you were on the winning side. But the big story that threatened to overshadow everything for a while was that Prince William, who is the patron, or whatever you call it, of the FA in the UK, did not attend, and a lot of people very angry about it, said he would most certainly have gone if it was the men's team playing. So he found himself in the center of a controversy, and various stories have gone out of why he couldn't go. Carbon footprint, it would look hypocritical with the earth shots thing. He didn't want to go before the king himself went to Australia. It was a matter of protocol. They were on holiday. They had meetings. They were doing all kinds of important royal business behind the scenes. All of this stuff. So I want to know why he really didn't go with these cards. I'm going to ask that. I'm going to ask how badly it's damaged him, his reputation. He did put a message out. He was sitting with Charlotte. And no doubt will hold some sort of reception for the ladies when they get back from Australia. But how badly is this going to hurt him? Then, of course, there was a story that popped up that Harry was only too willing to deputise, jump on a plane and fly over because, of course, he's just the most popular royal again after his trip to Japan, where he was lauded and feted and everybody's rushing out to buy copies of Spare. And so now, full of confidence, full of bravado, I will go instead. How would he have been received if he had gone? Very speculative. Just a little 5-card reading with the Lunar Soul Tarot. Fluffy has emerged from her boudoir to come and scratch the furniture as I'm doing this reading and come to help. And let's see what the cards want to tell us. And I think we have our cards ready as I cut them and lay them out. Let's remind you, it's tarot for entertainment purposes or my opinion or speculation. I read energy here, archetypal energy, and there is, of course, a disclaimer in the box below. So let's see what the Lunar Soul Tarot have to tell us about this situation with Prince William and also with Prince Harry. We've got the Judgment card. Yeah, being judged. Apparently there was a poll somewhere, I don't know who took it. I read so many things about these people. It's all a bit overwhelming sometimes, but there was a poll somewhere and 80% of people said he was right. Prince William was right to stay at home and not fly. The expense, of course, it's not just a matter of getting on a plane and flying. It's the security, it's the expense to the host country. It's all kinds of considerations that are more than just if you or I had to decide that we needed to fly to Australia on a whim. So judgment, it's being judged, but it's not negative. The card is positive for him, that he's being assessed by people. His decision-making skills are being contemplated by everyone. They're looking at him and thinking, did he do the right thing or not? Because it's upright is generally a positive view so far. We'll see if that holds for the reading. It's also a wake-up call. So a bit of a wake-up call for him, that these things can come at him out of the blue and he possibly needs to be better prepared, as happened to him when he did that tour of the Caribbean. And the Sugars, the Sussex squad, got all fired up by seemingly, allegedly, let's throw one of those in, the Sussexes themselves or people very close to press in their pockets, that kind of thing, and caused all kinds of trouble. And the royals are now having a meeting about what to do going forward. And how to deal with situations like that. So a wake-up call, and your own decision-making skills being considered by everyone else and judged and assessed by everyone else. But as I say, it's not negative. The overall situation we're dealing with here, we're dealing with the Three of Wands. That is a waiting energy, and that's somebody who's waiting for their ships to come back. It's literally what he's doing. He's waiting for them to come back. He's waiting to see which way the wind blows. Is this going to be a good or a bad outcome for him? With the Three of Wands, it's generally positive, the Three of Wands, so he feels he can ride this out. He feels he's done the right thing. He feels it's better to stay at home and wait for them to come back with whatever outcome, whether they won or lost. Better to stay at home and wait for that ship to come back with them and deal with the consequences at home. Interesting that the energy of that card, but also the cleverness of tarot to give me that card. It's a very clever way of describing the situation. I'm always amazed at how tarot manages to tell so many tales with just so few cards. But anyway, let's move on to him, and why didn't he go? What was his thought process? What was his motivation for not going? Queen of Swords. I think he sat there and thought, what would my grandmother have done? What would the late Queen have done? And she, when she had her queen hat on, her crown on, she was Queen of Swords. She ruled with her head, not her heart. This was a very deliberately not an emotional decision. I'm sure in his heart he wanted to be there, absolutely, but head ruled over heart here. And all those Sundays spent with the late Queen at Windsor, when William was at Eton, having meetings with her, chats with her talking through her decision-making processes, her thoughts, consequences. Yes, well, I did this and it worked out like that, and perhaps with hindsight, blah blah. All of that we know nothing about, we can speculate, but it has given him sense, a wise head. He's not so young anymore, but it's wisdom, it's clearness of vision, it's strategy, it's being shrewd, it's being very calm. So while everybody else was rushing about shouting fire, fire, he was just very calm. So it was very much, I know what's right, and I'm going to stick with the right thing rather than just be ruled by my mere emotions and popular opinion. I can't be ruled by popular opinion. I think that's the difference between royals and politicians. So let's see how it's going to affect him. I'm sure it'll blow over. How's it going to affect him? Nine of Swords. It is difficult for him. He's stressing about this. It's not Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords would be, oh my word, we need a big PR campaign to turn this around. This is more his internal processes, his thought processes. He's done the right thing. He's done what he thought was the wise thing. The wise old owl is there. But for him, it is stressful still. He's not enjoying this at all. But this is internal reflection. It's not external criticism. The Nine of Swords is very much what's going on within your own mind rather than external forces that are coming at you. So it's more about his own internal worry and anxiety and stress about how this is being perceived than what is coming at him. Of course, he's being blamed right now in the press. If William had gone, they would have won. That narrative is being pushed. The press are going to do that. They want clicks. They want advertising revenue. They want drama. So, and he's aware of it. But it looks like he's going to weather the storm because of this Judgment card sitting underneath. How about has been? How eager, ready, willing was he to go instead of his brother? Oh yes, charging along, the King of Swords. He would have been on that private jet so fast. He probably had packed a suitcase. We know he's not very good at packing because when he went to play polo at the last charity thing for Centre Bali last year, he forgot his polo kit. and the private jet had to wait on the runway while some minion had to whiz back to Montecito to fetch his polo kit, or whichever hotel he was hanging out in at that time. Probably was hanging out in a hotel and hence forgot the polo kit, which was in one of those bedrooms at Mudslide Mansion. King of Swords, he would have charged right in. Fast energy. Here I am, come to save the day. How would he have been received if he had shown up? Would there have been booing and hissing, or would the people have fainted in delight at the football stadium? Not very well received, Three of Swords in reverse. I'm inclined to read this card as extra, betrayal, treachery. He might have felt that it would go some way to healing the broken heart and the loss of trust with the great public, which that card represents. How you broke our hearts, you betrayed us, you that Instagram loving bee wife, as they called her on the South Park episode where they featured the Prince and Princess of Canada, of course, featured. But it wouldn't have gone down well, Three of Swords in reverse. I think there might have been booing and hissing, or people turning on him, giving him the cold shoulder. And of course, Australia still remembers the fatal visit with Meghan Markle, where there was the tea that went in the air, and the banana bread, and they're wanting the whole of the governor's mansion, which I've forgotten what it's called now, sorry to all you Australians, and lots of bad behaviour, lots of late to events, lots of swearing at very important people, so bad that Prince Andrew had to be sent along afterwards to apologise and smooth things over. They haven't forgotten with that Three of Swords. Any people from England who were out in Australia for the games, for the final, also would not have forgotten the awful things that have been said, the blame, the accusations, the heartache done to the royals. Three of Swords, yeah, it wouldn't have gone down well, shall we just say. So it's just as well he did not jump, that King of Swords, jump on that private jet and zoom over from California to Australia, and he instead stayed at home. Looks like for William, it's more in his mind than out there. He will weather the storm, and it should all be okay. But right now, it's painful. Definitely painful for him. That's your reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.